I still don't know how Todd thought he'd get away with it. When I moved into my suburban neighborhood, I expected peace and quiet. Instead, I walked into a petty dictatorship run by our HOA president, Todd. He enforced ridiculous rules, like fining people $200 for leaving trash cans out a minute past 9 a.m., but completely ignored the rules when it suited him. His own yard was a mess of unpermitted structures. His fence was taller than allowed. Then he fined me $500 for a fence that was slightly off color. I provided receipts. I explained everything. He smirked and said, "Rules are rules." That's when I decided I would take him down. Not with screaming, not with arguments, methodically, legally, in a way he'd never recover from. I volunteered for the HOA board. For 2 years, I attended every single meeting, taking detailed notes, watching how he operated. He bullied board members. He buried them in paperwork. He'd push through votes when only his allies were present. Then I discovered something. Todd wasn't just a bully, he was a thief. As treasurer, he had access to all the accounts. The annual fees were high, but the common areas were falling apart. The pool was closed half the summer. The landscaping looked abandoned. When I filed a formal request for the financial records, weeks went by with no response. I started talking to neighbors. Over a dozen had requested the budget over the years. Nothing. I forced him to provide the documents. When he finally did, invoices were missing. Payments were mislabeled. A $15,000 landscaping fee paid to a company that didn't exist. Todd was funneling money to his personal accounts. I compiled everything: spreadsheets, photos, notarized statements from neighbors. For the annual HOA meeting, I knocked on doors for weeks. On the night of the meeting, the room was packed. Todd started droning about his sacrifices for the community. I stood up and asked, "Todd, can you explain these discrepancies?" He laughed nervously. I handed out my report to everyone in the room. The mood shifted instantly. People started reading, whispering, then shouting. I called for a vote to remove him. By the end of the night, Todd was out. An independent auditor confirmed everything. Todd had embezzled over $50,000. We reported him to the police. He had to sell his house to pay restitution and legal fees. Every time I walk past his old house now, I smile. And every time I do, I still wonder, how did he actually think he'd get away with it?